a former adult star, a mysterious $5 million NDA, and explosive allegations involving one of hip-hop's biggest moguls, Diddy. At first glance, this sounds like a wild conspiracy until the paperwork surfaced. The man at the center of this story wasn't just any celebrity chaser. He was a former adult actor, bodybuilder, and real estate agent who later stormed Trump's resort in a fit of rage. But it wasn't his meltdown that got people talking. It was what he confessed during interrogation that shocked investigators. Welcome to Gossip Unlimited, the wild day that changed everything. On May 18, 2018, chaos erupted at Trump National Doral Golf Club in Miami. A man, shirtless, barefoot, and waving an American flag, stormed into the lobby, yelling about the government and firing shots into the ceiling. His name, Jonathan Oddie. Police responded within minutes. Gunfire erupted. Oddie was shot but survived. News outlets covered it as a bizarre incident involving a mentally unstable man. But that wasn't the full story. In the hours that followed, Oddie was interrogated by law enforcement. That's when he dropped a series of bombshell claims that would later resurface in the public eye and completely reframe how people viewed him. Diddy, Cassie, and the slave allegation Oddie told police he had once worked as a male escort and adult performer, but that wasn't the shocker. He claimed he had been a sex slave for Sean Combs, aka Diddy. According to Oddie, he had been involved in a disturbing situation with Diddy and singer Cassie Ventura. He claimed that Diddy would direct, watch, and allegedly orchestrate what happened between Oddie and Cassie. He also said that after the encounters, he felt mentally broken, like his life wasn't his own anymore. Sound crazy? Maybe. But Oddie didn't stop there. He told police there was a legal document that could prove what he was saying, an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement signed years earlier in exchange for silence. The $5 million NDA surfaces. Years later, investigative journalists and online sleuths uncovered something that no one expected. An NDA allegedly dated back to 2014 between Sean Combs and Jonathan Oddie. The document suggested a payment of $5 million for Oddie's silence. It referenced incidents in Miami, the exact city Oddie said everything happened. Even more disturbing, the NDA appeared to be legally binding, with signatures from both parties. And here's the kicker. The timing of the NDA matches exactly with a major shift in Oddie's life, his sudden divorce. The ex-wife confirms the timeline. Jonathan Oddie was married at the time of the alleged NDA. His wife, Tonya Troutwine, is a practicing attorney. After Oddie's 2018 arrest, Troutwine came forward with her own suspicions. She confirmed that around the time of their divorce, Jonathan had suddenly received a large sum of money, and he became secretive and emotionally distant. She says she had no idea what was going on until years later when the rumors about the NDA surfaced. Tonya believes the settlement money was real and may have been a direct factor in the collapse of their marriage. This isn't Diddy's first allegation. Not even close to understand the weight of Oddie's claims, you need to see the bigger picture. Diddy has been under intense scrutiny for months. Multiple lawsuits have surfaced, including one from Cassie herself. In 2023, Cassie filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy of manipulation, abuse, and coercion over several years. The case was settled quickly, which raised even more eyebrows. Why settle so fast, unless there was something to hide? Several other individuals, both men and women, have since come forward with allegations of misconduct, toxic control, and even sex trafficking claims. The Oddie story, as wild as it seems, suddenly fits into a much darker pattern. Who is Jonathan Oddie really? Let's pause, because yes, it's fair to ask, who is Jonathan Oddie? He's not your average whistleblower. He's a bodybuilder, a former adult film actor. He ran a small real estate business in Miami, and most bizarrely, he once made YouTube videos about nutrition and politics. When the Trump resort incident happened, most assumed he had snapped. But when you line up the details, the NDA, the timing of the divorce, the payout, and the claims about Diddy, things get murky. Some believe Adi was experiencing a mental break because of the trauma he endured. Others think he's making everything up. But if he's lying, how do you explain the NDA, internet theories and reactions? The internet has not held back. One side sees Adi as a broken man, someone who was used and discarded and finally snapped. Others say he's a clout chaser with a criminal past, trying to cash in on Diddy's downfall. Reddit threads, TikToks, and Twitter X posts have picked apart every detail. Why did he attack Trump's resort? Was he trying to send a message? Was this breakdown actually a cry for help? A few conspiracy theorists even suggest Adi's outburst was an attempt to get himself arrested, to finally get someone to investigate what happened to him. And then there's the NDA, a real physical contract, the kind celebrities use to cover their tracks. Cassie's lawsuit ties it all together. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit added serious fuel to the fire. In her claims, she detailed years of manipulation, emotional abuse, and violent control. She even described instances where Diddy pressured her into sexual acts with other men, something that eerily lines up with Adi's story. Her case was settled in less than 24 hours. That kind of speed? Unheard of, unless the defendant wants everything buried immediately. And suddenly, the public started asking, was Adi telling the truth all along? Why would someone pay $5 million? There's one question no one can answer without sounding suspicious. Why would anyone pay $5 million to silence a lie? If Adi was just making things up, why pay him anything? Why draft an NDA at all? Why not take it to court, expose him, and shut it down legally? The existence of the document suggests something real was at stake. And if there's one NDA, how many more are out there? What we still don't know. Jonathan Adi hasn't spoken publicly in years. Diddy hasn't addressed the NDA directly. Cassie moved on and is now married with kids. And the media, silent. But as more lawsuits surface and more insiders come forward, Diddy's empire, built on decades of fame and success, may be on the verge of collapse. The Adi situation was written off as a breakdown, but now it might be the tip of something much darker. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like, and don't forget to subscribe.